also your best bet for exciting OTB action from Churchill Downs, Laurel, Del Mar, and more. For more info, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Hi, it's Brian Craig. Let me ask you this. Are you planning on retiring in the next 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, at any point in your life? Or are you already retired? Listen, economically, it's a mess with the stock market ups and downs and inflation out of control. In fact, it's the highest inflation rate in 40 years. You need a plan of action for your retirement plans. You need the advice of a retirement expert who can help you protect
Let me get
your
into this
money,
next.
guarantee your income, and stop losing money. Joe Thomas is president of Retirement Network Advisors, South Florida's premier retirement experts, and has been for over 20 years. He's seen it all and is a true professional that you can trust. They're family owned and operated. His daughter Jenny works with him. You know Joe and Jenny from right here on True Oldies. He's the host of the Jupiter Joe Money Show, and he's been doing that for over a decade. You need Jupiter Joe's book, A Retirement Know-It-All. Mention my name, Brian Craig, and receive a free copy of his ebook. Go to jupiterjoe.com or call 561-743-0999.
We'll be back shortly, guys.
That's
One more commercial.
743-0999. Take advantage of his free phone consultation too. Go to jupiterjoe.com or call 561-743-0999.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Paulette.
Yeah, what was happening with the audio is I texted Mike some new commercials, and there were 4 audio files that I sent him, 4 commercials, so 4 separate audio files. And I highlighted them and texted them to him, and all 4 of them, for some reason, got put in my system. I use OBS, if you're familiar with OBS, to live stream with on my MacBook. And those commercials somehow got put in my system here that I live stream with. That's what you were hearing. You were hearing 4 commercials playing simultaneously as I was playing the audio sound bites. It happens. What can you do?
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All righty. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Okay, so President Trump, you may have seen this story. A lot of people are going to talk about it. And of course, they're going to try to trash Trump. You know, Trump can do nothing right by these people. But Trump is calling, this is the headline in the Daily Mail, Trump calls to fully investigate Iowa pollster who predicted him losing in Iowa. He says she knew exactly what she was doing. Let me read through some of this story. President-elect President Donald Trump is calling to fully investigate the Iowa pollster who predicted him losing in heavily red Iowa just days before the election. The Des Moines Register Mediacom survey conducted by Ann Selzer of Selzer and Company showed Harris at 47 and Trump at 44. Iowa had gone red for Trump in the last 2 election cycles after twice voting for Obama. Okay? Despite easily winning the state, Trump posted on his Truth Social that he still plans to investigate Selzer over possible election fraud. He says it's a totally fake poll, and he goes on. You know, here's the thing. Okay? You know, I hate talking about the polls. The only reason when we're getting into these elections that I talk about the polls at all is they're in the media so much, you've got to. But the polls that you and I have access to are not the internal polls. The internal polls are secret polls that only the campaigns have access to, and they are not allowed to release those polls. Those are called the internals. The polls that are public are commonly referred to as push polls. And what polls have become, push polls meaning to push the public into thinking a certain way. Like Kamala's winning in Iowa. All right? And if you are with a newspaper and you knowingly publish a fake poll, have you not committed a crime? I say you have. Especially when you're using the credibility of a newspaper. See, I give opinions. I talk about the news, but I do not give you news in a non-biased way. I give you my opinion on the news, my take on the news. You can agree. I think that I'm right. I think what I'm saying is factual, but it's up to you to decide if you agree with me or not. Newspapers, news organizations, they say that they're news and they're just giving you factual information, and you are to decide. That's why they call them news. That's journalist. And this poll out of Iowa, there's no doubt about it that this poll out of Iowa was meant to discourage MAGA people from showing up to vote. So Trump is right in going after this pollster. And I think she knew what she was doing. And what I'd like to know is, did she do this on her own? Or was she coerced or paid to do it? And if so, who coerced her? Who paid her? We know that the Kamala campaign was throwing all kinds of money around to celebrities for endorsements, millions of dollars. Right? Did she get paid? I don't know. Let's find out. You know, President Trump has exposed the fake news. Fake news is on life support right now. Traditional media is almost totally done. It's really almost just background noise at this point. No one believes them. Nobody trusts them. They have less than zero credibility. Right? But now the polls need to be discussed. I don't like the polls at all. I don't even believe that most of these polling organizations actually poll people. I think they just make the numbers up. Who's going to check? It's just like the media. They always say they have unnamed sources. How do you know they have a source? The media have this racket that reporters can keep their that they can keep their sources confidential. They do not have to reveal them to anyone. So how do you know they even have sources? I hear people all the time talk about their sources and their contacts. They don't have sources or contacts. There's a lot of people who claim that I know don't. All the time. They just say that to give credibility to whatever it is they want to say. So you don't think reporters do that on television and print? Of course they do. They don't have sources. They just make it up. President Trump many times in his rally speeches said that he doesn't believe the pollsters actually poll people. That they take the money and just make the numbers up. 3 points, 2 points, 5, right? Do you agree with that? Probably the case with many of these polls. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm telling you, it's true for a lot of them. It's got to be. So now that the mainstream legacy media has been exposed as fake news, now it's time to expose the fake pollsters. All right, let's take some calls. Our number, toll free, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Harry from Massachusetts, Brian.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Brian, you know, I was just thinking, if Kathleen, Pamela, and Biden and the one in Clinton didn't lie, they wouldn't be able to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, but but who cares what they say or think anymore? They're done. They're done.
Crap. You know, I'm just a super mega fan like you. I was just wondering, what do you think is going to happen with this crap with Russia now?
What? Nothing. Nothing can be done. He's the president right now. He can do whatever he wants. Nothing.
He's so crazy. We could be into World War III before you know it.
Well, this is the thing. Trump's ending the wars, right? He's ending this war with Russia and Ukraine. So what's Biden doing? You know, he's got a limited amount of time and he's got a lot of promises to keep. So he's paying back the military-industrial complex donors, I'm sure for a commission, as much as possible. So any missiles, any rockets, anything that he gives to Ukraine, the military-industrial complex are selling it to the United States, and we give as a gift to Ukraine. He's amping things up, not to call. It may cause the Third World War, okay? I don't think it will, because Putin knows Trump's coming back, okay? And the world knows Trump's coming back. But the main reason is just paying off donors. Think about it. That's how evil these people are. They're willing to get people killed just to make a little money for their donors.
Yeah, it's only money and power. That's all they care about.
Mm-hmm. And if people die, they die. Exactly. They don't care.
That's right. Yeah.
Sick.
It's
sick.
It's off the cliff. Who would ever believe we'd have 4 years of this demonic activity with these evil creatures?
Well, it's over.
Basically,
Early last week, Trump did something amazing. He sent Elon Musk, representing President Trump, had a private one-on-one meeting with the Iranian ambassador to the United States. He sent Elon Musk had a private one-on-one meeting with the Iranian ambassador to the United States. Why do you think Trump did that? It's pretty amazing.
to try to put his foot down?
He told him two things. Stop this assassination squad crap. This is what Elon said. Call off the assassination squads or Iran's going to get wiped out. That was number one. Okay? You'll all be dead. If you don't do it, And second, stop killing the Jews or Iran will be done.
Iran listens to Trump. They never listen to Biden at all.
Well, Biden, sure. What did Biden ask them to do? All he did was send them money and make them rich.
Billions of dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
Give them billions of dollars to attack us.
For a commission.
It's always for money, of course.
Yeah.
Mind is so friggin' mashed potatoes, it's unbelievable.
I don't know about that. I'm not saying when it comes to making his money, I mean, look what he's doing with Ukraine, with the rockets right now. So no, he has moments of clarity. When it involves money, he's there.
Do you think a lot of these people are going to be behind bars once Trump?
I hope so. Why do you think they're freaking out about Matt Gaetz so much?
I know. Exactly. He's going to slam them to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're scared. It's not that they hate him. They're scared. All right. Appreciate the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right. They gave up. All right. Let's take a look. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
You're talking about how the Democrats are out to try to stop Trump. I'm watching YouTube. All of a sudden, I get the thing that, President Trump is disinformation. So we need to have $5 million and donate to us, and we'll do what we can to stop. And so far, they supposedly raised $2.5 million.
Who has raised money? Someone's raising money to stop Trump.
The stop Trump agenda, yes.
Oh.
I didn't look at it. I don't know who's.
That sounds like another insurrection.
I know somebody's doing something nasty, and first thing I thought about is, it could be just a con job just to raise money. Maybe some guy.
You never know.
Something up, so they're out. They're certainly going to. If this is real, it's just going to be annoying to deal with. But I'm sure our Congress is going to be on Trump's side and not going to be effective.
Yeah.
On their side and all, but typical thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, Doug, take care. Appreciate the call. All right, we'll take our first break of the second hour and be back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian and Craig.
Hey, it's Scott with a quick reminder that the greatest hits of the 60s and 70s are back on the radio right after 10 a.m. this morning. Check it out on South Florida's True Oldies channel right here. Sloman's and their free home security system and free doorbell camera with professional installation offer is here. Yep, finally some great news. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera, and you can get a doorbell camera. The first 40 True Oldies listeners who call 833-283-5050 will get this limited time offer of a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloan Shield. And that's not all. Sloan's will give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, 10 contacts, backup battery, and service plan. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 True Oldies listeners to call 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with installation of your Sloman Shield. Keep your family safe. Call 833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie.
Mike, are there any spots for this hour?
This guy, I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else, and he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Hi folks, Anita Mitchell here. Please join me on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for What's Your Story with Anita Mitchell. Join me this Tuesday at 7 p.m. for What's Your Story with Anita Mitchell. That's on the True Oldies station.
Brian Craig here. Our 6th annual cruise is coming up, and you're all invited. This time, we're sailing for 7 nights on Celebrity Cruise Line's newest ship, the Ascent, to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. We set sail March 30th. We have private shore excursions, private cocktail parties, group activities. We're going to go to the shows together and much, much more. Call in at Cruise and Travel Info right now. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. And online at cruisingdepot.com to make your reservation and lock in our private group rate. Nothing comes close to Celebrity Cruises.
Back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, we are back. Calls on hold. Stand by. I'm Brian. Steve Kane Show Monday. You know, Christmas shopping season is here, guys. There is no better place to do your Christmas shopping than MyPillow. With our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, there's huge savings. You could use our promo code site-wide, and it's free shipping on orders over $75. There's everything makes a great gift. But if you're gifting to someone that doesn't have any MyPillow products, get them the gift of a MyPillow. They will love it. My wife and I, we give a lot of MyPillows away and MyPillow products to people. Everyone loves them. It's a gift that they will remember for years to come, and they'll remind you all the time. And you think about it, other gifts you give people, what did you get last year? What did you even give last year? Do you remember? If you give the gift of a MyPillow or the slippers or the MyPillow towels or the sheets or the mat, whatever you give, you'll remember, they'll remember, and they'll thank you year after year. If you have, like Christmas gifts that you give for, multiple people, like at work or something, go to MyPillow. Load up on the MyPillow that started it all. Incredible deals with our promo code Kane at checkout. Now remember, you could use our promo code Kane on all the specials at MyPillow.com, not just the ones I talk about, and free shipping on orders over $75. That's promo code Kane, Kane, at checkout at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone, toll free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. All right, so, let's go back to the phones, and I'll bring up another thing or two. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once. Yeah, yes.
Hi, I'm calling from Hawaii.
Oh, hey, Hawaii. What's up?
I'm wondering about a few things. Like, first of all, in the 2020 election, there was Whitney Webb talking about the Transition Integrity Project.
Uh-huh.
Now, Trump has won by a landslide and swept everything. And I saw some comments in the chat about, like, we're not going to trust it till he's actually, in office. This is what I'm thinking, like, all these accusations that they're making, like calling him a fascist and saying, just all these horrendous things that he's trying to, whatever, all these crazy things they say. At first I was like, it's rhetoric, they're just trying to make their side seem better, but now I'm starting to think maybe they're saying all these things so that if they try to pull the same thing,
Yeah.
sycophants, oh, well, he did it, so who cares?
Did what? What are the Democrats going to try to do?
Well, I'm not sure.
If they wanted to do something, how would they even do it? They have been rejected. They have been rejected by the American people. Not only did Trump win the popular vote, he won all of the battleground states, flipped a whole bunch of counties in California red, flipped counties in New York State red. The Democrats have no juice with the American people. They have been rejected by the American people. So basically, they're acting like a stalker girlfriend that's been dumped, They've no power, no influence, very little support. They got nothing.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just afraid they're going to... I'm pretty sure everything will be smooth.
What could they pull? We're in control of... listen, right now we control the House. After everyone's sworn in, we're going to control... Think about this. Right? Come January, we're going to control the White House, the Senate, the House of Representatives, and the Supreme Court. So we control every branch of the government. Every branch. They're out. And their media allies, what they've done is so stupid. So the media, the liberal media, MSNBC has lost, depending on which show, as little as 50% of their viewers, and as much as 70%, depending on which program it is. Okay? Our listenership on this program has increased 300% in the last week and a half. 300%. They're losing 50 to 70% of their audience. Okay? So and a whole bunch of these liberals are leaving X now. Joy Reid and others, they're leaving X. How can they even try to influence people? No one's watching them.
Yeah, you're right, actually. That's a great point.
Yeah, so don't worry. The Democrats, they got nothing to worry about.
Good, they're done. Then there is nothing.
Well, for the time being, they'll regroup. They haven't folded the party. They're always going to be there griping. No matter what Trump does, there'll be Democrats there criticizing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, all right. And Hawaii, is Hawaii excited that Tulsi Gabbard is in the Trump administration?
Yeah, we are actually. We love her here. And it's an amazing thing, and she's so qualified, and I'm just so, I laugh when I hear them say, oh, these people who are unqualified. What do you, it's pretty funny now just even listening to anything they have to say because it's so backwards from the truth.
Yeah, she may be, she may be the running mate next time. She may be the vice president in 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Let me ask you, are you native Hawaiian or are you like white American Hawaiian?
I'm actually indigenous.
Okay.
The middle, but I'm not Hawaiian.
What do you mean you're indigenous? What does that mean? You're indigenous but not Hawaiian. What are you?
Oh, no, so my mom is an immigrant from the Middle East. And Chaldeans.
Okay.
That's what I am.
Okay, I don't know what that is. Because I've heard people say that there's a lot of bigotry in Hawaii, that if you're not like native Hawaiian, it's hard to get work and stuff. I've heard people say that. Is that true? Do the native Hawaiians, do they discriminate against non-native Hawaiians?
Well, see, the thing is there's not a high percentage of Hawaiians, but there are a lot of locals, and locals can be anything that's not white. That's basically how it goes here.
So they discriminate against whites.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, that is true.
Wow.
It's a big island,
Really?
Yeah, it's get a job if you're not a local.
So if you're white, it's hard. If you're white, it's hard to find a job in Hawaii because the non-white people discriminate against white people in Hawaii. Is what you're saying? I've heard that.
Very true. Yeah, it is very, very true.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate the call. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So non-white Hawaiians are racist. That's what she said. And she's calling from Hawaii. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. You're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the all-year cooling weather center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast. Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
I got home at like 12 something last
Oh, okay.
It was a fun trip. One day.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that this weekend, yeah.
It was awesome, honestly. Though. It was really fun. Good seats, too.
Mm-hmm.
How close we were to the field.
Oh, those are good seats.
Amazing seats. Like,
Those are
right
good
there,
seats.
pretty much.
Every day with 65 tables of action, including cash games, high hands, mega bad beat jackpots, and exciting tournaments. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or three-card poker. Just a $5 minimum every day. ABKC is also your best bet for exciting OTB action from Churchill Downs, Laurel, Del Mar, and more.
They're really freaking out over Pete Hegseth. I'm going to get into him when we get back.
Take your next cruise to a whole new latitude with Margaritaville at Sea's Black Friday sale. Check this out. Get 60% off guest fares. Bring a third and a fourth.
Yeah, you're all welcome to call in.
And get onboard credits to make your escape the ultimate.
I hope the Apple Care pays to fix my iPhone.
Palm Beach on brand new cruises, including 2-night getaways to Nassau.
The case will hold it together for a while, but
And 4-night voyages to Key West. But don't you wait, because your early access to the best Black Friday.
I do not need a new iPhone. They'll want me to buy a new iPhone.
Grab your flip-flops and head to margaritavillatsea.com to sail your way to
I'll have to go in person. That's the what number of phone are they on now? The iPhone 16. I've got that's a 14 Pro Max.
Authentic Mexican restaurant for 33 years. Come on in for a delicious taco salad, steak quesadilla, or a cold margarita. La Bamba is located at 730 US Highway 1 in North Palm Beach. Check out labamba123.com.
Brian Craig here. If you're a homeowner, business owner,
We'll be back shortly.
the Homeowners Association, and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. With a AAA credit rating and bonded up to $10 million, Laporta Contracting doesn't need a large deposit like those other contractors do. Typical deposits other contractors
I really don't. The new phones are not. There's not that big of a jump to get the new phone. My 14 is fine.
If your job is $300,000, that's $100,000.
But the back is cracked.
It takes 3 to 4 weeks to
I got to drive by the Apple store on the way home, so
for the materials. They keep
I'll stop in.
suppliers, and that spells bad news for the homeowner or HOA. Tom Laporta is honest, knowledgeable, and
You can call me about the tariffs if you want,
you don't need
but I'm not going to just explain them to you here.
the roofing and contracting business since 1988, and his services cover the east and west coast of Florida.
I really need to take a couple days off. I really should. I should take like a long weekend, like a 4-day weekend off, but we've got Thanksgiving coming up. So I will most definitely probably take a long weekend this Thanksgiving. I am exhausted. This election was tough. Is Thanksgiving next week? A lot of times we work on Thanksgiving, but now if I take off, that means not being on the radio. I might still do a live stream from home. Just not be here.
Just now in Coral Springs for all of my
3 hours a day? Are you kidding me? I wish. 3 hours a day. I get up at 1. My alarm is set for 1:30 a.m. to get up and do show prep. And I also had to do production on these new commercials that are airing this morning on the radio. I've been working since 1:45. I take a quick shower, boom. And then it's an all-day thing. Meetings, production, my podcast. I wish it was 3 hours a day. For some people that have my kind of job, it is, but not for me. But I'm really... This election, I was working like 20 hours a day. Any lab test now, Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating...
All right, welcome back. Oh, by the way, before I get back to the news and issues, I want to throw this out. If anybody knows how AppleCare works, yesterday I've dropped my iPhone so many times, and it finally cracked. The whole back of my iPhone is shattered. It's only being held together by the case, and it's the iPhone 14, and I've got the AppleCare. Does Apple? I know it. The thing with these warranties. Rarely have I had a warranty that covered whatever had to get fixed. And I've learned over the years, when you buy a warranty, don't ask what it covers, ask what it doesn't cover. And a lot of times you find out. But I pay for AppleCare every month on all my devices. And I know that if you have a broken screen, the AppleCare will replace the screen at the Apple Store. But what if the back is cracked? Is that covered on AppleCare? Oh, Mike says it's not. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you really? The back is not covered on AppleCare? You got to be freaking kidding me. That just sucks. What's the point? Maybe I shouldn't get AppleCare next time. It's like $15 a month or something. That's just on the iPhone. I have it on my MacBook. I don't know if anybody... Mike says it doesn't cover the back. Oh, my goodness. I've got the, and I get a big iPhone because I need it to do everything that I do. I might have to get the 16. Oh, my goodness. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. If you know anything about the AppleCare, the reason I'm throwing that out is because if I go to the Apple Store and I got to wait in line, I'd like to know before I got there what I'm facing or if I should not even go. Now, before we get back to the phones, Pete Hegseth, they're panicked about all of Trump's picks. And whoever he announces in the future, they're going to be panicked about them too. That's just the way that it is, all right? That's just the reality of the situation. We got to deal with that. Pete Hegseth, though, they've got several attacks. First, this cross. They've convinced themselves that this cross he has is a swastika, or some white supremacist symbol. The reason that they don't like Pete Hegseth is he's a white, conservative MAGA man. He's a man's man. The way I compare, a caller on Friday, I said, Pete Hegseth is as close to a living John Wayne as we have in America. And he's going to completely reform the military. There was a story over the weekend that President Trump's team are putting a list of generals to maybe charge with crimes for the Afghan withdrawal. Now, the cross that he has, it's not a swastika, it's not a white supremacist logo. It's the cross that he has on his chest, which is not the most common cross, okay? But it's called the Jerusalem cross, and it's kind of like what the Christian soldiers had during the Great Crusades. And he's got this massive tattoo of this Jerusalem cross, which is it's a Christian cross on his chest over his breast, and it's large. And they've convinced themselves that this is the swastika tattoo that Ed Norton had in American History X. And in the four corners of the cross, there's four smaller crosses. And what those smaller crosses are, from my understanding, now people may have different interpretations, I don't know, but the one big cross, it's the Jerusalem cross, and inside there's four small crosses. It's for Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is who they represent. Some people say other things, but that's what I've learned, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. There's nothing wrong with Pete Hegseth's cross, okay? He's not a Nazi. He's not a white supremacist, and that cross is just a Christian cross, okay? Now they're telling us that he did some sexual assault. I mean, these people are out of their mind. He had a hookup when he was single, because he's divorced, okay? Or at least he was at the time. He may be remarried now, I don't know. But when he was single, he went to an event, he hooked up with some girl, and she made a claim which was proven to be false, as a lot of women do. There are women who victimize men, okay? Especially famous men that are, like people on television, or have money so they can get something out of it. Totally debunked. But the problem, the problem the Democrats have, you can't be, they go against every pick. As an example, Robert Kennedy. The coverage over the weekend about Bobby Kennedy went to the UFC fight with Trump, right? And after the fight, they released a photograph. It was President Trump, Don Jr., Robert Kennedy Jr., and Elon Musk sitting together at Trump Force One. It was a still photograph with McDonald's in front of them. And they're attacking Robert Kennedy for eating McDonald's. Like he's and they really are. He's a terrible person. How can he do that? His uncle killed a woman, okay, while he was driving drunk. And they defended him and said there was nothing wrong with that. Other things, too, the Kennedys have done. But he has a couple of McDonald's French fries, maybe. There was no video, just a still picture. And all of a sudden, he's public enemy number one. Their Trump derangement syndrome is so out of proportion. There's something I learned in life a long time ago. Choose your battles. Choose your battles. Somebody called me on, if you're on hold, stand by. I'll finish with this, then we'll go to the phones. But someone called me on Friday, and they went through every list of everything that they want Matt Gaetz as Attorney General to go through right at once. And I said, no. You got to go one thing at a time. If you go after everything at once, everything gets missed. And the Democrats, these attacks on the Trump picks are insane. Okay? If you want to be effective, you've got to choose. You pick one thing, one person, and you zero in on that. If you disagree with everything that they've ever said or done, or every comma in every sentence, you lose your credibility even with your own people. So I'm loving these attacks. I think they're beautiful. And it shows what a panic the establishment is. Hey, listen, I'd be in a panic too if I spent almost a decade doing crime trying to jam up Donald Trump for things he didn't do. They should be scared. If I left behind billions of dollars in equipment in Afghanistan so that the military-industrial complex could sell it all again to the Pentagon, and it was a great way for us to give our top-secret tech to China, on the down low, I'd be worried too that I was going to get court-martialed. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. I'm amazed sometimes.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
is Al in Palm Beach Gardens.
Oh,
Yeah. Matt Gaetz is a nut job, and you know he is. He's not mentally balanced enough to be the nominee. He's hated by half of the Republican senators. When you're hated by half the Republican senators, he ain't going nowhere.
well, he ain't going. Wait, slow down for a second. He ain't going nowhere is a double negative. You get two negatives together, make a positive, so that means he's going everywhere. So you agree with me, he's going to be the attorney. I got a question for you. Your speech is a little slurred. Are you drunk, hungover, or do you not have your teeth in yet this morning? Which is it?
I don't drink at all to speak of. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
My temporary tooth has to be replaced.
Well, something's going on because you're kind of slurring your words.
I'm not slurring my words. It's just,
Yeah.
Like
No, yeah. Can you get them to replace your brain at the same time? So you said, you said that Matt Gaetz is
guy rapes women.
Who raped women?
Defense secretary.
Who raped women? Who was raped?
The guy named for the defense secretary, Pete Hegseth.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, this is interesting. So you're telling me that police officers arrested, charged Pete Hegseth with rape, and he was tried and convicted and went to jail for rape?
Out of it. He bought his way out of it.
He bought his way out of it?
Yeah, he paid the woman off.
Paid who off?
The woman he raped. A 30-year-old woman he raped.
So, this is interesting. So she went to the police, right? In California. This thing happened in California, allegedly, right? There's the mic. No. You're not getting off the hook. We're not changing. So according to the story, this woman went to the police in California and said she was raped. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is he paid...
No. You don't pay... No, excuse me. She went to the police. Hold on. He didn't pay... excuse me. Did he pay her in the hotel room? How long after the incident did he pay her, and how much?
When I said $200,000.
How long after?
Years after.
Years after. Okay. Oh, so this is it. Years later. Okay. This is your version. So when she went to the police, why didn't the police arrest him? Why didn't they go to the hotel and arrest Pete Hegseth and charge him with rape?
Embarrassed.
No. She went to the police. The police investigated. They took her statement. Why did they not arrest him?
A lot of times they don't arrest a rape.
Why? Why would the police? Why would the Democrat liberal police in liberal California not arrest a Fox News personality for rape? Because it's California. It's California.
All police officers in California.
Most of them are. Like in America, most are Republican. So why did the liberal police in liberal California not charge and arrest this Fox News personality for rape?
Because he's a Fox News personality.
Maybe they investigated and it was incredible and it didn't happen.
It happened.
Then why? So the police. Okay. So this is interesting. So you're alleging we're not talking about Matt Gaetz. No. We're not talking about Matt Gaetz. No, I don't care to talk to you about Matt Gaetz. I'm not done with Pete Hegseth. So are you? This is interesting. So are you exposing police corruption in California? Are you alleging that the police in California covered up a rape? That they're corrupt?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So what's Governor Newsom doing about this? There's a police department. Why? If there's a police department, excuse me, if there's a police department in California that is covering up rapes, don't you think that they should be investigated?
All the time like you. Excuse you.
Am I the only one who hears the slurring of the voice? All right, take care. Oh, my goodness. Let's talk about Dr. Appleton. You know, Dr. Appleton gets rid of my pain as quickly as I get rid of the pain of talking to that idiot on the phone there. His laser wave pain treatment works. He's rid me of pain 6 times now. Both of my shoulders, arthritis, my knee pain, other injuries that I've had. Some were injuries, some were age-related, like my arthritis that he rid me of. His laser wave pain treatment works. You know, what Dr. Appleton does is this, and it's amazing. He is able, through his many years of expertise, to determine where the pain is coming from. Like when I went in for my shoulder recently, my whole shoulder, front, back, side, all the way down my arm, into my hand was hurting. I was in pain. I just knew I was in massive pain down to my fingers. He was able to find where in my shoulder the pain was coming from, and that is where he zeroed in the laser wave pain treatment. And the laser wave pain treatment repairs the damage causing the pain. That's why when he rids me of pain, it doesn't return. His laser wave pain treatment works on every type of pain I have ever heard of. Give him a call, all right? Living with pain is not just a part of growing older. And stop taking all those pain medications to mask the pain. Go see Dr. Appleton and take advantage of the laser wave pain treatment. Also, appointments aren't necessary and walk-ins are welcome. Here's his number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Get ready to take your next cruise to a whole new latitude when Margaritaville at Sea's Black Friday sale. Check this out. Get 60% off guest fares. Bring a third and a fourth guest for free and get onboard credit to make your escape the ultimate license to chill. Sail from Palm Beach on brand new cruises, including 2-night getaways to Nassau, epic weekend sailings, and 4-night voyages to Key West. But don't you wait, because your early access to the best Black Friday cruise deals won't last long. Grab your flip-flops and head to Margaritaville.com to sail
What's that?
What's the back look like? Correct?
Oh, yeah. You can see it there.
They might be able to do it.
Well, I want to know. I'm not going to do it if it's not covered. I'll get a new phone before I pay to do it.
Well, what my phone was showing, I mean, this phone is too, but what my old phone was showing was some of the battery, like the actual back, like behind the plexiglass.
Oh, yeah.
And they said if it starts showing like that,
yeah,
then it's too late. So they say they can't do anything about it. If it's showing stuff from in the back of the phone, and they can't, because it's attached, the glass and the battery are together. So if you try to take it off, it's gonna screw it. So that's what I'm saying. That might still be just.
I'll take it in and find out.
I would check it because I don't see any showing in the back of it.
For our upcoming Living Trust Workshop. This is a free workshop that is educational that can provide you and your family with the answers to your most important questions about how to protect yourself and your family. By coming to this workshop, not only are you getting to join us for free, but you are also going to be entitled to a discount certificate just for coming to the workshop and scheduling your free consultation at that time.
The next workshop with Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group is Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. at the Siegel Law Group's main office in Boca. To reserve your spot, call toll-free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm going to go through this story, by the way. I was going to do this anyway, not just because Al the John called in. But I want to go through this story. There's a very detailed account of what happened in Breitbart, all right? And his attorney spoke out about this. It was, this was a few years back, 2017. He was at this event. Let me just read it. His attorney, who is named Tim Parlator. Tim Parlator. That is Pete Hegseth's attorney. I'll read this story from Breitbart. If you're on hold, hang in there. His attorney says he's completely and totally innocent. It was completely investigated. She, this false accuser, was the aggressor. Pete Hegseth's attorney said in a phone interview, referring to the woman who claimed she was assaulted. Parlator, that's the attorney, said in 2017, Pete Hegseth, host of Fox and Friends Weekend, was invited to speak at an event hosted by the California Federation of Republican Women Conference in Monterey. After the event, he and the event organizers were at a bar where he had had too many drinks. Well, I've been there, and I probably will be again at some point. The accuser, who was allegedly sober at the time, took Pete Hegseth back to his room, the attorney says. His attorney says she took advantage of him. She led him. She was, by all accounts, both video and, according to eyewitnesses, she was sober. There was video of the bar at the hotel. He was drunk. She grabbed him. She took him to his room. She walked arm in arm with him. She gets him into the room, and then the police, when they looked at it, even though she was the one that reported it, when they looked at the video, they considered charging her, the Monterey police. They considered charging the accuser, the police of Monterey. Isn't that something? At the time, the police considered charging her because they knew she was lying. They didn't charge her. It didn't go anywhere. The incident happened at the height of the Me Too movement when a number of high-profile men and media became the focus of allegations of sexual assault and harassment. Parlator, his attorney, said Pete heard nothing about the encounter for a couple of years. But after the accuser was fired from her job at this Republican women's organization, she started talking about suing Pete Hegseth, and other women reached out to Pete to let him know. Parlator said that's when he got involved in the situation, sending the accuser a cease and desist letter in 2020, threatening to sue her for defamation. Nothing happened. But about a year later, the accuser hired a lawyer and threatened to sue, according to Pete Hegseth's attorney. Fox News was not going to just sit there and wait a couple of years to hear what a court said. They were going to fire him, Pete Hegseth, his attorney said. So they had a mediation, they came to a settlement, and they paid her off. But the police at the time investigated this, not only found that Pete Hegseth did nothing wrong, the police considered charging her. Isn't that something? Wow. They left that out of the Drudge Report story. Liberal Al didn't mention that part either. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Dan and Pompano.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
I got a question. How come you banned and Craig too? I don't know. Craig too. I don't even understand what.
Jay and Renee have not been banned. They just have not called since Trump's reelection. And Greg, too, did something on the air that is forbidden. And that's why he's banned. It's Greg, too, not Craig, too. Now, I'm not going to tell you what he did because then I'd be doing it. But, yeah. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Jay and Renee are welcome to call in. They're just in mourning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Barbara in Baltimore. And thanks for that story this morning. I have not heard that about Pete. But I don't believe it. And
well, the California police didn't believe it and considered charging the accuser.
What Democrats did to Brett Kavanaugh, they can go fly a freaking kite all day long.
Yes.
I'll tell you what I think should happen. Inauguration is what, January 20th, 21st, whatever day it is. The day after, the Senate goes into recess for 30 days. And when they come back, everybody's in.
Yes, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, Attorney General Matt Gaetz, and then it's on. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. His entire team is in.
For 2 years.
For 2 years, and that is it. And get to work. We do not have time, nor do I want to listen to anything Democrats have to say. I swear that nothing turns me off more than hearing some of their crap, because they've had their day, they ruined it, they lost, and they lost big time. And it's back and forth and raking people through the cold and trying to ruin their reputation.
Yeah, bringing in fake witnesses that have GoFundMes, and all this crap to say whatever they want to say.
Who wants to deal with it? I say forget about it, and I'm hoping that if John Thune doesn't want to play along, I know a place that
He's fine. He's all on board with recess appointments. He said so.
Well, very good. That's what should happen. Recess it and let them on. And when the Democrats come back, they just be dealing with it. And that's what we need. That's how that needs to happen. Because we don't have time to wait here.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that's how I feel.
All right, Barbara. All right. Nope. I appreciate you too. Take care. I agree with everything Barbara said. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, excellent. My name is Can. I'm from Springfield.
Can? What kind of name is that? Shut up. You shut. You can tell me to shut up. And he thinks the conversation's going to continue? Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Jessica. What's I just ask you one thing. Let's move on. Don't give these people airtime. Because when we give these people airtime, we're allowing them to spread misinformation. We're allowing them to spread.
Excuse me. No, excuse me. Listen, we take the call screenless, and we're going to continue to do that. And I'm not going to discontinue a conversation with someone that's on the left. However, I was able to share that when the woman went to the police in California, the police in Monterey considered charging her. Okay? And I think that's something that probably 99.9% of people in this audience probably did not know until I shared that.
No, we didn't know. But my point is that if we allow them airtime, Brian, I feel that we're not going to focus on what's important here, that we won. We won in a landslide, and they're going to try anything they can possible to stop us from going and moving forward. That's my point. My point is that they're going to do the impossible to create things that are false, to create...
What they're doing is discrediting themselves even more.
Right, but I'm like the last caller. We need to focus on our agenda, our plan, what we want, what the American people want us to do, and we need to make sure that we do this and we focus on.
All right, listen, I got a break for the topic. Thanks for the call. Okay, if you're on hold, stand by. 2 hours down, 1 to go. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Back after this.
Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Maroon from the All Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Monday, November 18th, 2024, and right now it's 68 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 80 degrees with clear conditions from 6 to 7 a.m. with partly cloudy conditions expected after 7 a.m. So make sure you stay cool, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your Monday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Heads up for a crash on West Palma, left shoulder blocked, 95 South at Forest Hill Boulevard. A crash Okeechobee Boulevard at Haverhill Road, Southern Boulevard east of Jog Road. Turnpike north and south delays past Lake Worth Road, and a crash in Lake Worth, Melaleuca Lane at Marks Way. This traffic update is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find that thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. The poker.
Unbelievable.
PBKC is open every day with 65 tables of action, including cash games,
Steve, you there?
high hands, mega bad beat
Okay.
jackpots, and exciting tournaments. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker with just a $5 minimum every day. PBKC is also your best bet for exciting OTB action from Churchill Downs, Laurel, Del Mar, and more. For more info, go to pbkennelclub.com.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor can order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
What is a living trust? What is a power of attorney? Why do I need a healthcare surrogate, a living will, and a HIPAA authorization? Why do I need to avoid probate? What is bloodline protection? And what is funding of a trust? These and many other questions will be answered at our upcoming Living Trust Workshop.
The next workshop with Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group is Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. at the Siegel Law Group's main office in Boca. To reserve your spot, call toll-free 855-FLA-3782.
I just got something like bad news. Someone texted me something that's just aggravating.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right. Third hour has begun. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve.
Good morning. How are you?
I just got some news during the break about something that just ticked me off. I'll tell you after later. I just can't get into it on the air, but you know. It's not for the air. But I just got a text message like a couple minutes ago telling me something, and it's aggravating. That's all. But the show must go on.
Yes, I know that.
Oh my goodness, I don't know. It's just it's Monday,
It is a Monday, and I don't know, you got many calls from people whose family has been disrupted by this election.
Who would be disrupted?
My family.
Oh, you have liberals in the family.
Yes, I mean, we've got, as a lot of people know, a rather large family.
Yeah.
And, my relationship with my eldest daughter, who is an extreme liberal, did not survive this all the joy words.
How many wives ago was this daughter? What?
First child.
Okay, so this is with the previous. So you divorcing her mother and remarrying another woman and having kids with this other, that doesn't sever the relationship, but Trump's victory does? I think she's got her priorities a little messed up. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. I mean, I could see if you said my daughter is still upset with me because 30 years ago her mother and I divorced and I could get that.
Even confronted me. He's just
Then well, how do you know she's ticked off about it then? Other.
Not her pattern. I
mean,
I call her pretty very close.
Yeah.
He said he thought so.
Well,
She's.
Is it gonna rise to the level of having Attorney Barry Siegel revise the trust or not? Okay. She'd do it to you. That's just bizarre. I mean, yeah.
Bizarre. I mean, I went to I almost went to. I didn't go, but my Riverdale Country School
Yes.
political club.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with the Tim Zagat, who is the president of that club, which is made up of former Riverdale graduates.
And that's the guy from that famous restaurant guide. Yeah.
Tim's a great guy, but the entire club, which is my graduating class at Riverdale, is all extremely woke, and
Well, I wouldn't worry about them, but your daughter should get over it.
They tell me she will, that I should just sit and wait for her to come to her senses.
Yeah. People have issues with their parents all the time. That's normal. But over an election, I mean, why would that be taken personally by a child?
Of course, in my opinion, and I'm sure yours as well, liberals tend not to be very rational.
Well, that's for sure. That is most definitely true.
That's what I'm being victimized by.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Painful. I'll tell you, it's painful.
Why is she liberal?
Obviously, I failed somehow.
I guess so.
Aren't responsible for political views. We've always had a difference, but we just don't talk about politics much. And
all right.
It's worked up until now.
Yeah.
Evidently, all this election stuff is more than she can handle.
Well, oh well, life goes. Yeah, you have 6 other kids, so
Oh.
Well, you have 6 others. I mean, how can you even keep track of all 7? So right, you have 7, right? So you got 6 others. Yeah, so you got 6 others. Is this one of the white kids or black kids of yours?
White.
Yeah, so you go. The black kids don't have a problem, but the white girl does.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Yeah. Is she one of those Karens? Would she be classified as a Karen?
No, she's very different.
Okay. Well, I don't know what do parents do if their kids have Trump derangement syndrome. I guess you get them into therapy.
Because I was hoping to. Well, you have to be, to a certain degree, in touch with reality to know you need therapy.
That's true.
She doesn't. She thinks I'm the one that needs therapy, I guess.
Well, most people that have a mental condition are not aware of it. They think everybody else is crazy.
Well, yeah.
I bet she's going to take those Trump tax cuts that are going to be made permanent, though. I bet she'll deduct her auto interest off of her taxes that Trump's going to give her.
She hasn't gotten that erased.
Mm-hmm.
But she will.
I mean, what you think the abortion issue has something to do with it? I mean, she's got to be. Your whole family's almost adopted.
She's a very.
Is she one of your adopted kids?
All my kids are adopted. Same.
Is this one adopted or not?
She was adopted.
So she should not be. So if she's adopted, there's no way she could be pro-choice. What is it about Kamala that she's so upset about?
She's beyond. I wouldn't even describe her as pro-choice. She's beyond that.
Really? She's adopted and she's pro-abortion?
She's a militant feminist.
She survived abortion. She's an abortion survivor. She was adopted.
Yes, she is.
Oh my goodness.
She doesn't view it that way.
Oh my goodness.
I'm hoping that they say that if I just back off and that eventually...
She's pro-adoption, I would think, since she's adopted. She's got to be pro-adoption.
I don't know that she thinks about it in those terms very much.
Yeah, all right. Okay, yeah. Okay, you got 6 other kids. Yeah.
Well, easy for you to say.
Yeah, well, I've only got 1, so I can't screw up. I've only got 1. And she turned out right. She voted for Trump. Even in California, she went out and voted for Trump in Los Angeles.
She did a better job than I did.
Yeah, I was worried about her. I was worried about her getting converted over there. But it hasn't happened.
I'm not being worried if she lives in California.
California, how many counties flip MAGA? 4 counties? 10? 10 counties flip MAGA. Yeah, so we're doing good. Yeah, so, Yeah. Well, all right. Well, let's take some calls. Our number 1-888-465-2631. Yeah.
There as a similar situation, and to give me some advice on how to handle it, I'd be indebted to you.
Update the revocable living trust.
Yeah, see, like that to manipulate your kids, gee.
Your dad didn't do that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But I learned from that.
Yeah, you got 6 other kids. Can't bat it. You know, you got one lost soul.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know who you're talking about. This is the college professor, right?
She is not a college professor.
Oh, it's not the college professor? Is this... Oh, is this the daughter that used to be a funeral director? Okay. Steve had a daughter that used to embalm bodies and stuff. Do all the embalming and everything. She's the Democrat. Oh my goodness. Well.
The bodies are probably just strange things too.
Well, you know why it's not an accident that she was she was an embalmer. I mean, she did the embalming. Okay, so.
In her field.
Yeah. So to do that, you have to lose a little bit of your grip on. Now I understand why she's pro-abortion. Death means nothing to her. She had to wipe death out of her mind to embalm all the bodies.
But when you're a hardcore feminist, it wipes out a lot of what people consider normal consideration.
Yeah. I mean, that's a. I mean, how could you do embalming it'd be very difficult unless you tuned out. What was going on there.
It's like any other profession. It has its aspects that you have to get used to.
What are you calling about? Funeral director? What's the job title for that?
Yes.
But she did the actual embalming. Yeah, okay. All right. Here you go. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Dean from Martin County.
Hey, Martin County.
Hey, so what I did with all my friends and family that were Democrats and woke, I just quit talking to them. It was pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any use for them because they just are anti-American in my opinion.
Well, family's different, but when you're
Exactly. I mean, how do you cut off your family if you can help
I just quit talking to them.
It's easy. With family or just friends? Friends are different than family.
Both.
Really? What's the closest relation? Okay, you have family members that hate Trump. How close? Cousins? Oh, cousins mean nothing. Steve's got a daughter. Cousins, nothing.
Well, I know his dad was a Vietnam vet, Marine.
Yeah.
He just he moved to Minnesota, and there's something in the water up there because they are just wackos.
Yeah, like Tim Walz, their governor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Tampon Tim. And then getting back to Matt Gaetz, all those guys, I just use recess appointments and get them in for 2 years and just shake it.
Yeah, that's the best. I think that's the best. The recess appointment. Listen, there's no MAGA person in America who's going to disagree with the recess appointments. We elected Trump to do this.
33 of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but
everything's coming. All this political BS now is because, it's Trump. Well, they forgot that Obama liked the recess.
They all do it. They all do it when they have to get somebody controversial through for whatever reason. All right, you take care. Now, I want to tell everyone about Game Day Men's Health. Game Day Men's Health has really turned my life around. At Game Day Men's Health, they offer free initial consultations. And when you go in for that initial consultation, right there in the office, they have an in-house lab, and they test your testosterone level. And my testosterone level was so low, Steve. I mean, it was really low. And I had not been feeling well for a few months. And I couldn't figure out why. And I thought it was diet. Am I not sleeping enough? And it was my testosterone was too low. Now my testosterone has been restored to the level of a 20-year-old. Think about that, 20-year-old. And I noticed a big difference in my life, every aspect of it. I'm much more active. I have more energy. It's more than just about low testosterone and having your testosterone restored to normal levels like mine, back to the level of a 20-year-old. It's more than just about erectile dysfunction and loss of libido. I mean, that's it. You get your libido back, you get your sex drive back, you get your ability to get and maintain an erection back and all that stuff. But there's a lot of other things too. You lose belly fat. You can't lose belly fat. I'm getting tone now. And I'm not changing my diet or even exercising. I'm a little more active. But because my testosterone has been restored, I was talking to him about this at Game Day Men's Health, because my wife was noticing. She says, Brian, you're losing some weight there. What's going? And what they told me is when your testosterone is restored, you get your metabolism back. You metabolize properly, which I wasn't doing before. Also, I was having a lot of brain fog, memory issues, dealing with a little depression, a little anxiety. I couldn't figure out what was going on until I went to Game Day Men's Health. And when they restored my testosterone level, all those things disappeared and have been reversed, and I'm doing great now. If you want to feel like me, give them a call. Take advantage of that free consultation. Get your testosterone level tested. Here's the number, 561-355-5341. 561-355-5341. That's 561-355-5341 for Game Day Men's Health. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the
If you're on hold, hang in there, guys.
Live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hello, it's Scott Shannon with a quick reminder that the oldies are back on the radio right after 10 this morning, right here on South Florida's True Oldies Channel.
Hey, my True Oldies listeners, John Tesh here with some intelligence for your retirement this time. When you're looking for a retirement advisor you don't trust and experience or to make qualities for. And as it turns out, my friend Jupiter Joe Thomas possesses both of these. Whether you're in retirement or looking to retire, I want you to give local expert Joe Thomas a call. Here's the number, 561-743-0999. Or you can go to jupiterjoe.com. Mention my name, John Tesh, and you'll receive a free copy of Joe's book, Retirement Know It All. Great book. Call 561-743-0999. Or remember, go to jupiterjoe.com. That's jupiterjoe.com.
This is Mark Laporta, son of Tom Laporta and proud second-generation owner of Laporta Roofing. As a military veteran who served in the Army after 9/11, I've brought the same dedication and discipline to our family business. At Laporta Roofing, we've been serving our community for nearly 4 decades, and we're committed to continuing that legacy of excellence. Our team specializes in all types of roofing systems, from shingles to tile, slate, metal, and flat roofs. We're the go-to experts for single-family homes, HOA communities, and condo associations. What sets us apart is our unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction. I've personally implemented systems to ensure you receive the best in customer service and workmanship. Don't miss out on our limited time offer for a free roof inspection. Call us now at 954-604-4602 or visit us at laportaroofing.com. Trust the experts who have been protecting homes like yours for generations. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Hi, I'm Sunset. We love our Florida sunshine, but a hot house? Definitely not. At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. We're South Florida's #1 for comfort because our family is serving your family all year. Call us today at 833 all year. That's 833 all year.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did, until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
All right. We are back. I'm Brian Stevens here. Okay, I looked this up. Okay, so what the last caller said is true. Barack Obama made 32 recess appointments. Bill Clinton made 139 recess appointments. 139. And George W. Bush made 171 recess appointments. So this seems to kind of be the normal thing to do in Washington, are recess appointments. I don't understand what the big deal is. Do you? I don't know. All right, let's go back to the phones. 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
From Texas.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, man. Just had a quick question. Maybe I missed it, but did you see what Biden's doing in Ukraine now?
I did talk about it earlier, but you can bring it up. What's he doing?
And
correct.
Seeing that as a threat, and from what I understand, I think they can put nuclear tips in them as well. So he's seeing that as a.
Well, what do you think is going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen from my viewpoint. But what do you think? What's Putin going to do?
I'm hoping that Trump will stop this madness that's going on, but I don't know if he has the power to president.
Yeah. Putin's not going to do it. Putin's not going to do anything. He may do something to make it look like he's doing something, but he's not going to do anything. Why do you? That's right, because he knows Trump's coming back. Okay, why do you think Yeah.
Do you realize that, sir? I think Donald Trump. For me, when Donald Trump says he's going to do something, I believe him.
Yeah.
Everything he's promised me, promises made, promises
kept. And Putin knows Trump's coming back in January, so he's not going to do anything. He's just going to ride it out.
All right.
If you believe in Trump, you have to believe that.
And Biden, I'll say this. I don't think Biden's trying to start World War III. I just think he's trying to make a little bit of money by,
The blaze of glory.
Yeah. He gets
in history.
He gets a commission on every rocket that he sends to Ukraine. That's what's going on with Biden. If Trump now listen, if Trump was not coming back in January and Kamala was coming in, then then it'd be World War III.
What if they do any kind of preemptive strike? What do you think? Would it?
Right. If Ukraine launches an attack and kills civilians or something in Russia, Russia will have a symbolic response, but not much because they know Trump's coming back.
All right, fair enough.
Trump could bankrupt Russia on a dime. Russia, they have the majority of their money through oil. Trump will shut that down in an instant, just like he's going to do to Iran.
Can he just sell all to China instead of trading with Europe and stuff?
No, not enough. This is what Trump did with Iran last time, and he'll do it again. Anyone who buys oil from Iran, they're cut off from the United States. And he could expand it to Russia. Anyone who buys oil from Russia is cut off from the United States. What's going on right now, the troops that Ukraine is fighting are not so much Russian troops, they're North Korean troops. There's North Korean soldiers fighting against Ukraine over there right now.
Already, and now they're resorting to North Koreans.
Well, why use his own when he can use the North Koreans, I guess? And Zelensky made a big mistake over the weekend. He gave an interview on some Ukrainian show. I don't know if it was online or on TV. And they asked him about Trump telling him he's got to go to the peace table with Putin and end the war. Did you see this? Oh, Zelensky's reaction. I'm not going to play you the audio because it's in Ukrainian, all right? But there's subtitles on it telling us what everybody said. But his reaction was he laughed at President Trump. He says we're a sovereign country and laughed at the idea that Trump could force him to the peace table. You don't think Trump saw that he was getting laughed at by Zelensky? Stupid.
And then, you're a sovereign country, but you're going to accept all this aid to fight this proxy.
They're not a sovereign country. They're like welfare recipients of the United States. That's what they are.
Well, yeah.
We're funding everything. We even pay their garbage men. I'm not exaggerating. We pay for everything in Ukraine. They pay for nothing.
We send them so much money they're siphoning it to even the garbage.
Well, what I mean by that is we're funding their entire government and infrastructure. The United States. We're funding everything.
They're not doing anything. It's just
We fund NATO. NATO is us. It's a scam.
Yeah, that sounds like a scam. No wonder Trump wanted to get out of NATO.
That's exactly right. NATO's, it's a scam. That's exactly it. All right, appreciate the call, man. Don't worry, Trump's coming back. If Trump was not coming back in January, I'd be worried. World War III would be happening, okay? But it's not. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our break for the bottom and be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show. Choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Maroon from the All Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Monday, November 8th.
Hey, what's up? How you been? Good.
68 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 80 degrees with clear conditions from 6 to 7 a.m. with partly cloudy conditions expected after 7 a.m. So make sure you stay cool, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your Monday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Stop and go delays 95 north and south between Belvedere Road past Point Beach Boulevard. Turnpike southbound slow to Southern Boulevard to Lake Worth Road. Crash in Lake Worth, Miller Loop Lane at Marks Way, and West Palmer crash Military Trail north of Roebuck Road. This traffic update is sponsored by Taco Bell. The Gordita Supreme is so back at Taco Bell as the $7 Lux Cravings box along with the beefy 5-layer burrito, double stacked taco chips with nachos, sauce, and a medium drink at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Drinks exclude cruises, tax extra. That's traffic. I'm Joy Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Oh.
65 tables of action, including cash games, high hands, mega bad beat jackpots, and exciting tournaments. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker with just a $5 minimum every day. BBKC is also your best bet for exciting local TV action from Churchill Downs, Laurel, Del Mar, and more. For more info, go to bbkennelclub.com.
The Greater South Florida Chamber of Commerce has fantastic free-to-attend events all year long. Join us for their next great expo in your area.
Coming up Thursday, November 21st, is their Senior and Inferior Development Management Summit at Discovery Village in Stewart. The day filled with valuable information and resources. It's designed to help seniors take charge of their health and financial well-being. Informative sessions, interactive workshops, and tons of exhibitors. The True Oldies Super Broadband. Free cruise for two. Stop by and say hi.
Learn more and see a full list of events at GreaterSouthFloridaChamber.com.
Brian Craig here. Our 6th annual cruise is coming up, and you're all invited. This time,
How's the weekend, Brian?
Good. How you been?
Doing well. Running around like crazy all weekend.
Oh, I hear you. Huh? Holiday time.
private cocktail parties, group activities. We're going to go to the shows together and much, much more. Call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot right now. 561-244-5779.
Wiley Nickel.
Oh, man.
How you been? Good. Everything's going well.
Non-stop. I was in Orlando Saturday.
Oh, yeah? What are we doing up there, your other station?
I had to do the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot Center.
Oh, yeah, I've been to that.
So, yeah,
I've been to that. I usually go to it every year. I didn't go this year, but I usually go every year.
There, and then,
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then
Where at there?
At Epcot.
Well, no, where in the place?
So, you know when you go in Epcot to the right, I forgot what they call it. They set up like this area.
Oh, that new area they have?
Yeah.
I know where that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like I was there, I played music, and then Smash Mouth performed.
Yeah.
So it was,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
awesome.
Cool. But you know, I'm not a roller coaster guy. I'm like.
Oh, did you ride that roller coaster, that Guardians of the Galaxy?
I never. And
Oh my God! If I got sick on that.
everyone told me that it wasn't.
That's what they
it
told
wasn't
me.
bad.
Bullshit.
And then I went on it, and I came off, and I felt fine for like 3 minutes, and then After like I started walking,
Yeah.
I got like sea legs, and then I started sweating profusely.
I was really sick from that. I didn't throw up, but I was
I didn't throw up.
motion
I had to
sickness.
go to first aid. Like I had to get Powerade. Like I was like.
I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either.
It was pretty intense. I almost lost my phone, my glasses.
Yeah, I was
sunglasses. It was like.
I wouldn't have gone on it if I would have known it was.
No, me either. Me either. I thought it was gonna like a kiddie ride.
Yeah.
No, it's intense.
Screwed me up, bro.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right, you back with us, Steve? Okay, now if you're on hold, hang in there. I want to share that. I played this in the first hour, but I was messing up in the first hour. I made a big mistake, Steve. I tried to give up coffee. I was going through withdrawals a little bit. So but it's not gonna happen. I'm not giving up. I'm not reducing my coffee. Okay. When Hunter gives up crack and hookers, I'll reduce my coffee. Okay. I have such sympathy for addicts. I can't give up the espresso in the mornings. You know what I mean? If I can't give up espresso coffee, how can I expect these people to give up crack? But anyway, I played this in the first hour, and I wanted to play it for you guys in the last hour here. This is a congressman. His name is Wiley Nickel. He's a Democrat, and he's from North Carolina. And he really should be upset at the Biden regime since they had FEMA there not helping people who needed help after the recent hurricanes because they were, MAGA. He should care about the people of North Carolina. I don't know if any people in any of his constituents were neglected. But the Democrats, Steve, are planning on setting up an insurrectionist government, a secret government that will work against the Trump government in the second term. And this is this Democrat congressman. He was talking about this on the floor of the House of Representatives. Listen to this.
Political opponents with Matt Gaetz at the helm. We can see incoming Senator Adam Schiff as our shadow attorney general, arguing against replacing our independent prosecutors with Trump loyalists. If Trump seeks to eliminate the Department of Education, Congresswoman Johanna Hayes, a former Teacher of the Year, could step up as shadow education secretary to loudly defend public education in the United States. If Trump orders Marco Rubio to hand Ukraine and much of Eastern Europe to Russian President Vladimir Putin, Congressman Greg Meeks, as Shadow Secretary of State, could be a strong voice in support of maintaining international relationships and protecting democracy at home and abroad.
Okay, now this goes on. I'm not going to play any more. It goes on. Well, it goes on for over 2 minutes. I don't need to play any more of it. But they're actually doing this, okay?
But do you think it stands a chance of success?
Well, it's an attempted insurrection to undermine the incoming administration, because what he's saying is like, for example, with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, okay, that they're going to go around in violation of the Logan Act and communicate with other countries. Don't listen to Marco. Don't listen to Trump. It's insurrection. It's illegal what they're talking about doing, Steve. It's not that it's going to work or not. What they're doing is organizing an insurrection against the Trump administration, and it's a crime what they're doing. Okay?
Sure it is. I mean, these people are reality deprived.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I tried to talk with him. All my exact same age as me. They graduated.
Yeah.
And they're major movers in their various fields.
Yeah.
They're very, very successful, but there's no cure for, evidently, Trump derangement syndrome. And they're just in another planet. And I'll put my money on Trump over these clowns every time.
Oh, yeah. I agree with you. I agree.
They've talked themselves into the fact they're going to negotiate Trump.
Yeah.
They're in la la land.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But what they're doing by their own standards that they set up 4 years ago is organizing insurrections, is what they're doing. And they got to, yeah.
you're not under the impression that this is new.
Oh, no, but I think people should know what they're doing. I mean, you know, what the Democrats have failed to realize is that they were 100% rejected by the American people. Yeah.
There's still, I'll tell you, having talked to, I mean, I'm blessed to have I don't know what to call it, a pipeline into their thought process through this Riverdale club that I belong to. But they're convinced bad as we're pretending it.
Most of them are New Yorkers, right?
Yes.
There you go.
And movers and shakers too.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's frightening. There's still all that's rolling around and more. And these are bright people. These are, I'm telling you, community leaders, and all they're doing is just rattling around in their talking liberal talking points. They can't.
Well, they better. They are a dying breed. I mean, you see what's going on in the country right now, right? I didn't see anybody in the end zone doing Kamala dances this weekend. They were doing the Trump dance. So now.
The master negotiator.
I don't think we got to negotiate. We won the popular vote, all the battleground states. We control every branch of government.
But it still has to play out, and when it plays out, they're going to lose.
Now, before we go back to the phones, I want to tell everyone about the free doorbell camera offer from Sloman's. If you've not taken advantage of this yet, take advantage of this. You know, the doorbell camera will change your life. It's part of your, you have the security system. It's part of your security, but it's just so convenient. You know, on Friday, it was Friday afternoon, and my wife and I were off doing something. We're in another part of the house, and there's somebody at the door. You know, we didn't want to answer. And they wouldn't go away. They wouldn't go away. They just kept knocking and knocking and knocking, and we could see the whole time who it was, and there was nothing that was going to get me to come out. You know, you get a notification on your cell phone every time there's movement at your door. You can always, no matter where you are in the world, by the way, you can always see who's at your door, and it's so convenient. You know, those door-to-door salesmen that, the solicitors that ignore my no soliciting sign, I never answer the door for them. Strangers coming to the house, I never answer the door. Or maybe it's just DoorDash or an Amazon delivery. It's just nice to be able to see, no matter where I am in my house, who's at the door, and I can decide whether I'm going to get up or not to answer the door. And you can get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone, too, with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Sloman's is also going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. They're going to give you an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts for the doors and windows, a lifetime warranty, and a backup battery. Plus, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Give them a call, toll-free, 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. All right? Well, I think what you got to do, Steve, is, you got too many liberals in your life.
All my kids are not liberal. I mean,
well, no, you're alumni that you're associating with. I don't assume, you can't do anything about your kid.
Survived this in this group. I ended up not going to last night's meeting. I just couldn't take any more of this. Listening to them tell me how the county really wasn't that one-sided, and the liberals weren't, and the Democrats weren't that severely reputed. It was...
So what, the thing is, well, let's just go to the phones. If you don't mind. Let's go to the phone. Some have been holding on for a while. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Randy from Stewart.
Hey, Randy.
This shadow government move that they're making is cut.
I love it.
So treason.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, and who better to lead it than Adam Schiff, right?
Yeah. And then, when you take an oath of office, you protect your country from foreign and domestic enemies of the country. And I think that anyone that sets up a shadow is clearly an enemy.
Well, you know, this is the thing, okay? We've lost elections. You think I was happy when Obama or Biden, you know, I didn't even watch Biden and Kamala's inauguration. It was the first inauguration I missed in my lifetime. I watched them all except that one. It's life. You try again in 4 years. But that's not how Democrats operate.
Yeah, it's so one-sided, and it's just if it's not.
I mean, could you imagine if Matt Gaetz on the floor of the House, if Kamala would have won and said, hey, we're going to have our own shadow government, we're going to undermine it, they'd arrest him.
Of course. I don't know why it doesn't work both ways.
Because Democrats have had, historically, a license, they're like James Bond, a license to kill. And that's why they're so panicked over Matt Gaetz. Because Matt Gaetz, who will be the Attorney General of the United States, is going to investigate and start arresting and charging people with all kinds of high crimes and major felonies throughout this government. And they know it's coming. That's why they're in such a panic over Matt Gaetz. Listen, they got these ridiculous allegations. Let me just tell you how stupid these allegations against Matt Gaetz are, okay? They say he had sex with this underage girl, 17-year-old girl, right? On this alleged trip, he brought the girl along with his girlfriend, who he's now married to. They got to, I mean, come on. You think some guy's girlfriend's going to let him bring an underage girl that he's going to have sex with on the vacation with? Then they got a witness who says Matt Gaetz had sex with the underage girl in front of everyone at the party. So not only did it, according to this these allegations are just stupid, right? He's with his fiance. He brings his underage girl on a trip with his fiance, with a group of people to have sex with, and he has sex with the underage girl in front of everybody. That's not even believable.
Unbelievable.
No. That's how stupid the allegation. And the reason I share the details of the allegation is because it's so absurd. It's not even believable.
Right.
All right.
If it were the other way around, you know, it'd be a whole.
Okay, I'm not gonna disagree.
It's because Matt Gaetz is doing exactly what they would do.
Well, Matt Gaetz has gone, you know, and by the way, this entire story comes from a guy who's in prison who's trying to get time shaved off his prison sentence, is the source of this whole story, too. Yeah, and everybody knows it's phony. And at the fight the other night, when President Trump was at the UFC fight with his posse, the Speaker of the House was with him, Mike Johnson. And Mike Johnson has been by President Trump's side since the election night. And he's supporting, and he came out on the Sunday shows, Mike Johnson, and is supporting Matt Gaetz for Attorney General.
Good for him.
Yeah. MAGA Mike Johnson. So everything's fine. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here. These are people that, listen, when the police are coming, which is what Matt Gaetz will be, he'll be the top cop, and you've been doing crime, you get nervous. And the bad guys start making mistakes. And that's what's going on now. Let them keep pushing this fake story.
Yeah, they're afraid that it's time to pay, and they don't want to pay.
Ah, that's right. Hey, appreciate the call. All right. Okay. All right. Listen, we're going to take the last break of this Monday and be right back.
Cold, hard truth delivered.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with our first gold and precious metals report of the week. William Youngerman, how are the metals starting off this week?
Starting off very strong, Brian. The markets are taking back a lot of lost territory that we saw from last week on a correction that was way overdue for the precious metals, and they did pretty much exactly what a correction should do, about 10%. And now they're storming back. So we'll see if that low that we saw last week on gold holds. And last week on Friday, we saw the markets move between $2,554 and $2,576, closing out the week at $2,562.30 on gold, which was down $2.40 on Friday. Silver closed out the week at $30.19, down 20 cents. Platinum was unchanged on Friday at $9.37. And palladium gained $15 at $9.34. As I said, we've got a big push going this morning with gold up over $40 right now after trading in a range overnight of $25.62 on the low and up over $26.04 this morning. Right now, gold at $2602.70. That's up $40.40 on gold. Silver up 81 cents at $31 the ounce. Platinum up $19 at $956. And palladium up $32 at $966. So the great buying opportunity that we talked about all last week may be coming to an end as far as the pullback is concerned. But we'll see. Take advantage of any dips, as we've been saying all along on this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. Give him a call at 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. You can stop in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. And you can find both his phone number and address on his website, WilliamYoungerman.com. WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we will talk tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
Okay, and we are back. And before we go back to the phones, I want to ask you this question. Are you and your family drinking toxic water? Not only that, are you cooking with toxic water? Are you and your family bathing in toxic water? I was, and I had no idea. And that is until, of course, Angel Water came out to my house and tested my water and showed me what was in the water. I couldn't believe it. I was in shock. You know, Angel Water, they'll come out to your house and test your water at no charge. Find out what you're drinking, cooking, and bathing with. I know you're going to be shocked, too. You really are. What's in your water, I can't believe it's allowed to be in the water. You know, the Angel Water water filtration system takes out things that other systems don't. And it is so amazing. The way I describe it, because you know I drink the water right out of the tap now. It tastes like Fiji water, is what it's like. And I was talking to Rocky at Angel Water, and I said, "Yeah, it tastes like Fiji water." He asked me, "How do you like the water?" And he says, "Well, think about this, Brian." He says, "You're also showering with Fiji water." Could you imagine showering with Fiji water? I am, and. You know, you can tell how much cleaner the water is and how it doesn't have the toxins in it based on how you react to the water. And this is what I mean. My skin, and this just isn't me, my wife and daughter had the same experience. All three of us said that when we showered with the Angel Water purification system in the house, that our skin felt as if it had been moisturized because it didn't have all those chemicals in it. Give them a call. I'm going to give you the number in just a moment, but they have an incredible offer for listeners of our radio station. Angel Water is going to give you a free under-the-sink reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house refiner. I have both of these, the whole house refiner and the reverse osmosis system under the sink. Give them a call. They'll come out and test your water just like they did mine at no charge. See for yourself what you and your family have been drinking. 561-899-6585. Rocky, who comes out, he's a good MAGA guy. He'll take very good care of you. 561-899-6585. That's 561-899-6585. All right, we are back. And you back with us, Steve? Okay, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. Hi, Steve. How are you today? I have to tell you, Brian, I really think the Democratic Party is psychotic. We watched the legacy media bail on Joe. We watched them bail on Kamala. Do they think that the legacy media, all the morning news shows and all that, and the talks, that they're going to stand by and back an insurrection by the Democrats against the Trump administration?
Well, it's really what you have are a bunch of criminals that are trying to find an escape plan. You know, I've mentioned a few times, Steve and I knew Eldridge Cleaver from the Black Panthers. Okay, you guys, if you don't know who Eldridge Cleaver was, look him up. You'll be impressed. And he was involved in this big ambush of the police out in Oakland, California, where the Black Panthers killed a whole bunch of cops. And they got caught. Some of them got killed, some got caught. And Eldridge Cleaver, this was so funny. He told us, he said, you know, we spent months planning that ambush of the cops. Months, but we didn't spend 1 second planning our getaway, and that's why we got caught. Well, that's what. Yeah, that's pretty funny, right? Well, that's what's going on.
A similar case here.
Well, yes, that's what's happened with the Democrats. For 9 years, they've been doing crime. against Trump, and they have been in such a panic and so arrogant, they haven't covered their tracks. Think about all the crimes we know. Can you imagine what they've done that we don't know about that we're going to find out?
We're going to find out about it, but without that legacy media protecting them, that wall, that media wall, they're in big trouble. They're going to get hung out to dry on this one, I think.
Well, I give you an example. Okay, this is one I hope they really get to the bottom of. The break-in of Mar-a-Lago. The reason they did that is because they had gotten in their mind, they created this illusion in their mind, this fantasy, that Donald Trump had a binder in his personal safe at Mar-a-Lago that had all the documents that showed of Obama signing off on spying on Trump at Mar-a-Lago, at Trump Tower and at when he was in the White House. And that's why they brought the safe cracker in. The safe was empty. It had his passport in it or something like that. There was no such thing. When Matt Gaetz is the Attorney General and starts going through these things like the break-in of Mar-a-Lago, both assassination attempts and all of this, people in this, there are going to be a lot of people who go to prison. The collusion between Fani Willis and the White House and Letitia James and the Justice Department, all this stuff is going to come out, and these are hardcore crimes.
They made a major tactical error in this. This is not going to work. I think it's going to really backfire big time. And I think they underestimated Matt Gaetz too. They're taking him too lightly in that, and certainly the Trump administration, they're not going to put up with this. And if Schiff is the brain thrust behind this, they're in really big trouble.
And if you watch any of MSNBC or CNN, okay, and you hear them talking, this is what they're talking about. They think, yeah, okay, Trump won the popular vote. Yeah, he won all the battleground states. But the people didn't realize what they were voting for with what Matt Gaetz is going to do or Pete Hegseth. Believe me, everybody knew exactly what they were going to do. Okay? We knew everybody did. This is what the people want. President Trump has the biggest mandate behind him that any president has had since FDR came in with the New Deal at the beginning of his first term. Well, they're in denial. They're in denial.
Yeah, this denial. Are we seeing the final nails in the coffin for the Democratic Party?
Yes.
I think it's going to backfire big time a bit.
Well, they have no leader now.
They have no protection from the media, I think.
That's exactly right.
This one. We're going to see CNN lead the charge against the Democratic Party.
CNN, they got rid of Biden and Kamala. They were on Trump's side. Remember that.
They'll turn on this gang, this insurrectionist gang, I think, very quickly, and then they'll be hung out to dry.
Oh yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
Beautiful thing to watch, but they are literally.
Did Steve or you, did you guys watch Trump at the UFC on Saturday night?
Did.
Okay, I spent 2 hours not watching the fight, just watching Trump hold court in the front row. And he had the whole posse there, Tulsi, Vivek, MAGA Mike Johnson, Elon, of course, and all this stuff. And Don Jr. and Eric kept bringing people from the other sections to come over and kiss Trump's ring, right? And I watched that for at least 2 hours. It was beautiful.
What do you think about it? Like if Pete Hegseth looked like he kind of got isolated away to the side here. Should we make anything from that?
No. He's probably, Pete Hegseth is probably preparing for these big moves that they're going to make when he's the Secretary of Defense. I read a story over the weekend that they're compiling a list of generals to hold accountable for the Afghan withdrawal.
Yes, indeed. Oh yeah, Millie's old crowd. All the woke generals, I think they're in big.
Well, here's the thing: when you're a general like Milley, right? You're never really out of the military. These generals, I don't know why they do this, but they're still active duty even when they're retired. I don't know why. I don't quite understand it. So Milley could be court-martialed for his behavior on January 6th. And the Afghan withdrawal was about two things. One, the military-industrial complex donors got to sell all that crap again back to the Pentagon. But it was a way to hand over some of our top tech to the Chinese. Those Apache helicopters were the brand new thing with our latest computer tech in them. The Chinese now have reverse engineered all that all of our new weapon systems. They gave that. Why do you think Milley wanted to leave it behind so bad? He wanted the Chinese to get it, in my opinion.
Said he is paranoid about being arrested.
Well, he should. When you're doing treason, you might get arrested. When the guy, think about it. I know everybody knows Grover Cleveland came back. Not like this, though, okay? Grover Cleveland didn't come back like this. Milli Vanilli committed treason on January 6th. Not only did he take control of the nuclear weapons, and remember, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs has no military command. They are a military advisor to the president. He has no command, but he took command of the weapons. He called up his counterpart in China, and he colluded with Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi on possibly removing President Trump from power and making Pence the president. That's all treason. He should be worried.
Should we be using the RICO Act? This is an ongoing criminal enterprise.
I mean, do you really think Pete Hegseth would hesitate to bring charges up against General Milley?
And I think the Democrats have really underestimated the new people we have coming in. They're not afraid of the Democrats at all, and
I think they're terrified. That's why they're slandering Pete Hegseth and Matt Gaetz so much. They're freaking out.
It'll work though. I don't think it'll work. I think they're going to get appointed.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey guys, good morning. It's JJ.
Hey, what's up?
Hey JJ. Hey Steve. I think with your daughter, Steve, it's just going to take time. But here's the thing you have on your side is that we have a president that is going to make such a this administration is going to make such a grand statement, a distinction between what was and what reality is, and it's going to be easier for a lot of Democrats, I think, to realize that they've been lied.
No, Steve, this particular daughter of Steve's is militant. Now that I know who it is, remember her reaction when you got the Choose Life license plate, Steve? Oh my gosh. Yeah, she had a freak out. She had a meltdown over the Choose Life license plates on the car.
With family, I just don't like to give up. I always like to try to have hope, but I just think in time, people can maybe change. But we'll see. If you're really super militant, that can be a little bit of a maybe that won't happen. Yeah, I think you got to have hope. And I look at what's happening right now is basically we have lies versus truth, and the lies are out of fake.
Listen. If you're pro-abortion and you've been adopted, you're pretty militant. You're beyond help.
Well, like say you were talking about Pete Hegseth and Gaetz. Like Gaetz.
Yeah.
I think that
we're out of time.
I know you're thinking about one thing at a time. I think we need to do like maybe 1,000 things at a time and not.
To overwhelm them, to overwhelm the other side. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
To go 100% full offense.
I think you're right. Sounds good to me. We're out of time, but I appreciate it. Listen, if you're on hold, stand by. We will be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And if you're on hold, you'll be first in line on tomorrow's show, which is the Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane has been here. My name is Brian Craig. Take care, everyone. We will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
WSFS.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, all right? And if you're already sub, please like the video. I'll see you next time. Take care.